Yo, what up? What up, people? What up? Why does this look dark? I feel like it looks dark in here. Because it's cloudy-ish today, that's why. Anyway. Pharaoh, what up? Yo, guys, can you believe I'm sick again? I got another fucking cold. Third one this winter. So it's basically like one a month. Like one January, one February, one March. Hope April there's no more. Jesus, ¿qué pasa? Nah, that's not going to happen. There is no way. There's no way he's overturning. I shouldn't say no way. Highly unlikely. Now, the reason why I think, based on everything we've learned, which is the referees have the power to do what they want, because we learned that the referees have the power to do what they want. So a referee's call will almost always stand because there is no written in stone rules about fighters taking willingly taking a knee. That's not in the rule books anywhere. We looked at it, right? There's 3 different rule books that are used. A sanctioning body, if it's for a belt, that just defers. Okay, let me do it this way. ABC, Associated Boxing Commissions, Association of Boxing Commissions. That is there's some roughly, loosely guideline rules there. Now those are suggested, all right? Those are suggested. So you use the ABC rules, use the New York State Athletic Commission rules, right? Which are also, there's no booklet to be found, right? They pretty much go by the ABC rules. And then you use sanctioning body rules sometimes if it's for a belt. The sanctioning body rules, if you go to their website and say they direct you to the ABC rules. So the only thing that's recommended to be followed is the ABC rules. None of these mention anything about what must the protocol for if a fighter willingly takes a knee. They mention what a knockdown is. A knockdown is somebody's knee, ass, or knee, ass, or glove touching the canvas from a telling blow. We know what a knockdown is. It mentions that. Taking a knee is not mentioned. Now, the referee, it's up to their discretion. So what we found out was, technically, whatever the referee says goes. And the only time it's ever overturned is if they do a full investigation and they find it's some crazy shit. In this case, it's not that crazy because while Tank was hit from 2 jabs, the first one clearly made him blink and the second one made him blink again. Clearly. I'm releasing a video on it. They didn't hurt him. But he took a knee from those jabs because he was saying he couldn't see. Now, in his brain, because he was unfocused and going through what he's going through, he thought it was the grease. But it looked like it was the fucking jabs. So by that logic, even though he wasn't hurt, he took a knee based on his eyes burning from those jabs. That should be a knockdown. But the referee has the right to say, well, I talked to him. He said his eyes are burning from hair grease. I believe him. I was going to let him wipe his face. Because while the jabs landed, it should be a knockdown because it was because of those jabs. He doesn't think it was. But if you look at the videotape, it was clearly because of those jabs. Clearly because of those jabs. Here we go. If this gets flagged, it gets flagged. What can we do? Hold on. I'm about to drop this video, but I'll show you guys a little piece of it. All right. Let's go to that part. Here we go. Here it is. All right, so there, he comes up, That kind of glances him and misses. Now he's fine. Now that lands. Now look. Right there, he blinks, rubs his eye. Another one, blinks again. And then immediately stops, looks at the referee, and takes the knee. Now, does that not clearly show that those two jabs made his eyes start blinking, which were not blinking before that? Chat, please, feel free. Feel free to chime in. Does that video not clearly show that those jabs were the reason for him blinking? Does it? Anybody can answer at any time. Big shout to you, Naheem. Appreciate you. And no, nothing. Well, first, let me give you the bomb. For the extra crispy PP. Nothing's been overturned yet. And I believe it won't. Already burned out his knee. 100%. On bended knee like Boys to Men. I've used that before, CJ, in one of my videos. And he was on bended knee like Boys to Men. I'm going to use that again. I like it. Exactly. I had 5 pro fights, but only one of them was actually sanctioned. Meaning, like, only one would be on BoxRec and is official. The other 4 were called what they call smokers. I won 4, lost 1. But the one I lost, which of course was a sanctioned one, so technically I'm 0-1. I dropped the guy. I was just so tired, like I just, I didn't quit, didn't quit, but I just got through the fight by the hair of my foot. Like I was so tired. I took the fight on 2 weeks' notice. I probably shouldn't have, but whatever. That's on me. It looks like the way it's super slow motion, but yeah. Well, super slow motion is what you have to look at. And if they're going to be reviewing this, of course, that's what they're going to look at, the slow motion. So based on that, it looks like he took a knee because of the punch. That should be a knockdown. But if the ref, who is in his right to determine that, no, it really might have been hair grease, then it could not be a knockdown. But now we get into like it seems technically like if it was me, I would have made it and I'd overturn it. I'd say no, he gets jabbed in the eye twice, then he takes a knee. Like that's from the punch. I would overturn it. That's enough for me. That's a knockdown. And to me, mind you guys, regardless, that would be a knockdown because I'm not okay with if I was the ref, with fighters taking knees for anything. You want something to happen, you hold and you talk to the ref, or you get enough distance from the fighter where he can't hit you, then you turn and you talk to the ref and tell him to do a timeout. That's the way people do it. Ref, call a timeout. My eyes are burning. Can I just get not take a knee? And then taking a knee is it's unofficial. It's unofficial, but it's still the unofficial Batman sign in the sky for fucking an 8 count. Everybody knows that. Do you believe they will overturn the... Nope. I know. They should, but I don't think they will. So the rules are subjective to the... Yes. That's not what I'm saying. That's what it is, Pharaoh. 1 billion%. Why? Because these things aren't outlined. There's nothing outlining taking a knee. There's nothing outlining that. That's the main reason. Why? There's no real rules, Pharaoh. Pharaoh, there's no real rules. We talked to Arthur Mercanti, who has an old rule book that is nowhere to be found. That's just a New York State Athletic Commission rule book from 1984. So there's no universal rule book for anybody. The ABC rules are the only ones that people loosely refer to, but those are suggested, not official, and are also not in detail. They don't mention anything about a fighter willingly taking a knee. There's nothing mentioned in there about it. So yes, it's completely subjective. Marco, you're too wishy-washy. What you mean? Why are you always coming here starting trouble? What's wishy-washy about me saying that if it was me, it would be a knockdown? But legally, it can also not be a knockdown. And that's just the facts. If it was me, up to my discretion, it would be a knockdown. But the fact is, it's up to the discretion of the ref. So therefore, it can also not be. Whatever they say. We've seen refs do crazier shit that wasn't overturned. It wasn't on this stage. It's a big stage. But if the athletic commission overturns it, I wouldn't be too shocked because, again, 2 jabs to the eye, blinking, knee. Simple. It shouldn't become a no contest. Then that's bullshit. See, that I don't agree with either, Clarissa. They should just change the scores. Remove 1 point from Tank, give 1 point to Roach. I think Roach was winning that round anyway. So he would just get 1 more point, which makes him the majority decision victor, which gives him Tank's 135 belt and takes Tank's O and 3 points it into the garbage can. What's up, scholar? It's an excuse to take a knee irregardless, no matter what. Why we're helping Tank if it's an excuse to take a knee. No, you can't take a knee. Well, but that's the thing. You can legally. And it's up to the ref. But we all know what that usually means. We all know what when we look at knees, what that means. The rule book needs to be dusted off. There's no rule book, Pharaoh. Listen to me carefully. Okay? By the way, you look like a fucking GQ model, but whatever. I'm not going to get jealous. Probably got a full head of hair too, don't you? Whatever. Fuck that. There's no rule book, my man. There's something that the New York State Athletic Commission goes by. Right? And I'm not even sure every ref has it. Arthur Mercanti has it because his father was reffing since the 50s. So that could have been passed on to him. Telling you, there's no rule book. It's wild. They just discuss a couple things that's common. No 3 knockdown rule, okay. This, I'll call this low. They go through a couple things beforehand, but they don't go through everything. They don't go through, if you take a knee for something that's not a punch, because it's kind of common sense. You don't take a knee unless you want to get an 8 count. That's just common sense, but it's not officially legal. Therefore, New York State Athletic Commission can within their rights, without too much scrutiny, be like, nah, there's no rule saying that. It's up to the ref, unfortunately. You open your fucking ears. Oh, you're bald? Well, fuck it. Still look better than me. Stands in boxing are ruining the sport. What are the stands? What's that mean? So now, since it's a draw, it's not a draw. Oh, it is a draw. Right, my bad. The contract Lamont said about a rematch would likely be up to Lamont due to make the fight consider. Lamont stock skyrocketed no matter what. No matter what. They can't do that because we know that if the fight would have played out differently, Tank knew it was a knockdown, he could have become more aggressive. Okay, I like that, Santino. I like that. And you have a point. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Okay, so you're right. No contest. And see that, guys? I'm not fucking stubborn. My ego's not too big. This dude made a great, matter of fact, Santino, not only did you make a great point, but you get some... Right. You're right. So it should be no contest. That's a really good point. Just like I always said, and I can't be a hypocrite, I said the Usyk-Dubois knockdown, that should have been a knockdown, not a knockout. Why? Same thing you just said. If Usyk had a ref counting in his face, he might have grabbed his balls and got up no matter how much pain he was in. Or if he was acting, which some people think he might have been, he would have stopped acting and got up. We don't know. If it was a different situation playing out, he would have responded differently, possibly. That's why I say that's a knockdown no matter what. In that situation, it should have been a knockdown. But then by your theory, then you should say, well, that doesn't count because then he might have fought harder if he knew he got knocked down. Yeah, and that's kind of correct. I guess whenever something like this happens, the fight just has to be a no contest. Which, mind you, doesn't go on anybody's record. No contests are perfect. They don't fuck up anybody's record. They don't go on as a draw. They're, in essence, the fight's erased. A stan is an overpassionate fan, as Eminem. Oh, okay, I got you. Tank ain't gonna fight him again. Shit. He says he is, but he says a lot of things. Yeah, I agree. Santino can't raise. Yep, no, he's right. I think Lamont will get offers from Matchroom Turkey himself. Tank wasn't lying when he said he gonna sob something. Oh, rob something. Rob something. He said that? Marco, a knee is a knockdown. Come on, for real. Alberto, do you not have eardrums? Do you not have eardrums and do you not have eyeballs?
Open your fucking ears, jackass.
Alberto, are you listening? This is for you.
Open your fucking ears, jackass.
One more time. This is for my buddy from California.
Open your fucking ears, jackass.
It is not a knockdown if the referee says it's not. That's unfortunately how boxing works. Prime Ford at 147, Crawford at 147. Ford. You meant to say Floyd? Tank had another excuse for not fighting hard. He thought there was more. Tank here. I believe that he was off, but that's not anybody's fault but his. And Roach shouldn't be penalized for that. No contest helps Tank because it takes away. Exactly. It does help him. That's true. I think it might be that. You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, they might make it a no contest. Possibly. Because there is evidence because the knockdown should have been counted. And then that helps everybody. That keeps Tank and Devin are perfect. What you guys laughing at? I told Alberto to open his fucking ears. Major, what up? I'm concerned for Tank. His excuses are red flags. Absolutely. But we knew that going in. He's on his way out. DeAndre. Is that how you actually spell it? Because it's a lot of letters. But if it is, cool. Hey, Marco, you think the fight will get overturned? I don't. And do you think Tank had an off night? I don't think the fight will be overturned, although there is sufficient evidence and probable cause to do so. I believe there is. I just don't think the Athletic Commission, when they overturn shit, and not overturn, make it a no contest, it has to be some really obvious, blatant shit. This is still subjective-ish. Not really, though. But there's some, to me, it's like 75-25. We're basically going on Tank's word or not. Were your eyes really burning the whole time? Or did those two jabs, because that's the first time we saw you blinking, make your eyes burn? There's a chance he's telling the truth. So, Did he have an off night? Yes. He wasn't fighting like we've traditionally seen him fight, but we don't know if it's an off night or a step into a new realm of who he is now as he's getting older, dealing with his mental problems. You know, off night or the beginning of the end of your prime. I don't know. It's one or the other. But he was trying. I just did this video. I'm going to drop it today. It's a fine tooth comb video. I break down every exchange. I slow it. I slow it up. I zoom it in. You guys are going to see exactly what lands, exactly what doesn't land. You're going to get a good, real idea of this fight. And you're going to see that Tank was throwing heat, and he was trying. He was just getting his melon hot boxed. Marco, your brilliance is second. Oh, you're the man. I should hire you to go on the road with me. And you know what I'm saying? Like, build me up. Where's that fucking bomb? I think it'll be no contest and a draw is the same shit. I think a no contest makes it more controversial and makes it even more people wanting a rematch even more so. Just like what happened with Haney and Ryan. That made it like, oh shit. They're going to plant PEDs in Roach's car. My mom is extra. Oh, shit, that's how she spelt it? Well, fuck it. Fuck it. What if Tank rematches Lamont and knocks him out? Do we see Tank differently? Yeah. We see Tank as what the greats have done. That's what Floyd did when Castillo beat him. Well, technically beat him. Officially, he didn't beat him. So we're saying there's a chance. Just believe Tank fight in spirit. No, this fight. Well, yeah, man. What's up, Bailey? No off night. Credit should be given to Lamont for his efforts. I believe No, see, let's be balanced, Pharaoh. Be balanced, man. It's both. Anybody in this room, in this chat, who is above 15 or 16, and I know there's a few of you young bucks, know that in life, in every situation, all literally 99.9 situations in life, not just boxing, in all of life, there's two sides, both of which have some culpability. Both of which. Sometimes somebody's 75% more, it's their fault, and then the other person's 25% culpable, but it's always both. And I believe it was Roach being a grandmaster on some splinter grandmaster shit. That's a Ninja Turtle reference. I don't think any of you got that. And Tank also clearly not being himself. You could tell by how tentative he was, and also by him, as long as he's not lying, forgetting the rounds, and more importantly, taking a knee because he got so much in his head when he felt something sting his eye. You know what I'm saying? That was, to me, that's in his head. I think he really believed it was his hair. I really do. He was in his head. So that means he's having an off night. Nobody's fault, though, but his own. What up, True? Let's crack a lacking, True. Ness and CYP arguing. Who gives a fuck? I mean, I really don't care. CYP is really a little nuts. Like, he's a little nuts. I think he believes everything he says. So at this point, you can't talk to somebody who's in their, he has the whole marching band behind him at all times. He's just marching to his own band. It's not my problem. Madonna beat, get the fuck out. All right.
Get the fuck out of here! You smoke crack, don't you? You smoke crack, don't you?
No, he didn't. He gave him a tough fight, just like Cotto did. But he didn't beat him. Come on. I had Roach winning too. But I will say, I'm going to drop this video today. I want you guys all to watch it. It's not one of my reels where I'm screaming. It's a chill, calm, full 10, 15-minute breakdown of the fight where I go over all the major exchanges in that fight. I slow them the fuck down. I zoom them in. I even use diagrams pointing what landed where, it's a full breakdown. And you guys tell me what you think. To me, it was close, but Roach just edged him. I give him on rounds 1, 2, 3. Okay. He was pushing Tank back and buckled him. Yeah. Tank, Roach got rocked once as well. I have it on video. You'll see it. But Roach got wobbled, but Tank's was worse. Tank got wobbled twice. Roach got wobbled once. Marco, I'm still Tank hater. We finally acknowledge. Well, what'd you say about him? What'd you say? And we'll go over it. What'd you say? Nah, you didn't beat Floyd. Come on. Tank had too much respect. He was not outclassed. I think most of us were expecting. I half agree with you, half don't. Again, like I said, everything in life is a balance. It was a mix of Tank clearly having his head somewhere else. But I think it was primarily Roach being nice with it. 75-25. I do. 75-25, which means still probably big enough where if Tank was at his A game. But again, let's not forget, that knockdown makes Roach win. Without that knockdown, I'd be okay with a draw, but I would edge it to Roach just a little bit. So if Tank came with his A game, I believe he could beat him. I'm not sure, though, because who's to say Tank steps it up? Roach will step it up, too. He'll learn. My man, the Pharaoh, coming in heavy with it. Pharaoh, as usual, my brother.
Thank you. Come again.
Appreciate you. And wait till I'm gonna drop this video. So I just gotta record it took me a while to do the editing because I literally slowed it down, zoomed in every single noteworthy exchange. So now I just gotta commentate. I'll have it out by tonight. Oh, and Shane, I gotta tell you something. Really big news, but I can't tell people, but I gotta tell you. Big news. To do with boxing. Not like I'm not having another baby or anything. Do you have a video on Mal? Nah, I didn't do it because I think it's just too much to do in one video, but maybe I should do one. It's also was kind of serious. Like I kind of felt like people could have got hurt. I don't know. It's not just like a goofy two overgrown fucking toddlers swinging at each other like they're aunties fighting at a wedding. Like it wasn't like most NBA fights are like that. What's good, Seth? I said the Tank is a low volume puncher. That's true. Who take advantage of dehydrated fighters. I disagree with that. And he always has a problem with Shakur, Keyshawn. That might be true. I disagree with the that he dehydrates and he did do that, but he's also a smaller guy, you have to understand. Look at Ryan now. Tank can make 130. Allen, that was my father's name, by the way. Absorb this. Tank just weighed in with a 135-pound limit. He weighed in, I think, a 132 something. His coaches told me they could make 130. He clearly shows he can make. He's barely 132. Ryan can't even make 47 almost now. So there's a size difference. So Tank knew that. There's also a 6. Ryan's 5'10". Tank's 5'4", 5'5". So, yeah, he does that when he's fighting bigger fighters. I get that. You're right. He does that, but they do have the advantage. They're bigger dudes. So I don't agree with the dehydration thing. But all the other shit, you got a point. He clearly showed he could be outboxed. What happens? What it was, though, the key. The key was that Roach's chin was man, titanium, vibranium. I'm tired of dehydration excuse. You can't maintain your weight probably than you should. Exactly. And if you make the weight, you make the weight. Those are the rules of boxing, unfortunately. This weight bully shit is garbage. I agree. I don't like that I should be same day weigh-ins, but still, you make the weight, you make the weight. Those are the rules. I don't want to hear it. Still not heard from Floyd. Floyd has the roadmap to defeat Roach, despite their differences. Floyd loves. Well, Roach did his homework. Fight about timing. Roach countered in the pocket. Yeah, man. Wait till you see the video I dropped, man. It's crazy. Roach was surgical, man. He was surgical with it, like he was playing the game Operation. Also, DMV rivalry, Roach vs. Tank. Believe styles make fights. True. What's up, Jarrell? Welcome. Tank, same size as Manny. Yup, almost identical. Never stopped him from fighting everybody without clauses. Exactly. But that still doesn't mean that it's illegal. And it doesn't mean, I get it, because he's a small dude. Manny was just gangster with it. But you're bringing up, you can't even really, Jarrell, that's not even, it's a great comparison, but it's a bad one. Because Manny Pacquiao was the only man to win titles in, was it 8 or 9 weight classes? He holds the record for moving up. That's not commonplace. So you can't bring up the one unicorn of weight who started at 108 and ended at 154. You can't bring that up as a comparison because that almost never happens. You can't bring up the exception of the rule. You know what I mean? You got to bring up the majority of the rule. Tank has problems with guys his height and size. It's an advantage for Tank to fight taller fighters. Okay. I mean, obviously, Pitbull and this guy both gave him some trouble. That's why they'll really no contest. They don't want to pay y'all your bets. Bets are already paid. I went through this before, when Haney and Ryan, when Ryan won and he got paid and people got paid out, when they overturned it, nobody got their money back. The way that works is the first official announcement, the decision on the night is what they pay you on, not what gets overturned. Tank got hair product bullies. Just let your soul glow. Let it oh so silky smooth. Just let it shine through. Soul glow. I got mad people. It's funny. Getting Soul Glow posters and copy and pasting just Tank's head on the Soul Glow. That shit's funny. Roach chin wasn't key. Nah, it was both. Alan, I just did a fine tooth comb video of this fight, and Roach took some shots flush, and it didn't do shit. I'm telling you, his chin is on point. Roach was surgical, like he was playing the game Operation. Roach punched right between Tank's guard, very accurate, great punch selection and defense. He did that too. Los Naza, what up? Do you think Roach just has a style that gives problems to Tank. Yes, that's a fact. But Roach might just have a style that gives problems to anybody. Tank's hairstyle is debunked the hair grease narration. Well, I mean, she put out a post. A lot of people saw it. It wasn't just blue. But saying that she debunked it doesn't mean now we're going on her word. You know, you really want to get into it. Like, she has a business to run. She goes from putting up pictures of one of her most famous client possibly to get more and more to now having her most famous client say something that makes people think that maybe she doesn't know what she's doing. So, of course, she's going to debunk it, but doesn't mean it's true. Maybe she did put too much grease. But I'll tell you one thing, unless the grease was on the tip of Roach's gloves with those 2 jabs, it wasn't the hair grease. He might have been burning slightly before that, but those 2 jabs are what made him blink, clearly. This moving weights isn't normal like today. It begins in the 80s. Hagler never moved up. No, he didn't. But you have to understand something, Ministry. When Hagler fought, the next closest weight division was 175. They didn't have super middleweight yet. Super middleweight wasn't established till like 88. So that wasn't an option for him. If he had super middle or 54, or no, 54 was established, but super middle wasn't. So it was not an option. Mark, what do you believe in is the real reason that Tank is ducking Shakur? Probably what we saw Saturday. He doesn't want to deal with a slick boxer, and he's terrified to lose his O. Tank isn't good at mixing his, and I thought Tank would beat all of them then. That not this version of Tank. You know, Tank isn't good at mixing his defense with his offense. He has good counters. He's very hard to hit when he's purely defensive, but he's very hittable when he's exchanging. Okay. I like that. Big take 05. Hey, I told him it's a good take first. This is my room, CJ. Get your ass out of here. All right. I don't know what's going to happen, but I don't think they're going to overrule it. I'd be very surprised. Very surprised if they overruled it. You know what I mean? That would be surprising to the kid. All right, what else we got, people? Talk to me. Marco, you got your hair donor? Hair done? Yeah, I got my hair done. Yeah, I put some fucking turtle wax on my forehead and took care of it. Bro, this version is the same version. See, Alan, come on, man. Be balanced. Please. Just try to be balanced. It's not a concept I think you like to embrace, but just try. It's not all or nothing. It's not all or nothing. It's not. Do you think that the draw being perceived as a loss will cause Tank to recommit to the sport? Nah. I think he's far gone. He's stepping into the Deontay Wilder realm of like long, successful career, dominant, one of the most dominant fighters in the sport, but done. It was 2-on-2, Tank and the referee was Lamont and hair grease. Draw is cool. Damn, E45, the GOAT. Looks like the cover of an R&B album. God bless. Good for you. Draw is cool. I'm okay with a draw too. Draw or Roach winning by like a round or two. Maybe I didn't score it round for round. I think Roach has a solid enough case to get turned into a win because of the Nash. Exactly. Absolutely. He has a solid case. But I don't think they're going to do it. That'll set a bad precedent. Learned super mid history, established 88 quality channel. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Yep, 88. And do you know what fight it was established with, Bailey? You want to really get down? You want to get further, sir? The first time, and I believe the only time, a man held the super middleweight and the light heavyweight belt simultaneously. It's when Sugar Ray Leonard knocked out Daniel Alon. That was for the inaugural super middleweight belt. 154, I found out was presented. That weight class came earlier. I thought that came in like 81 or 84, which is crazy. You think they'd all be presented at the same time, but they slowly sprinkled out these bullshit weight classes over time. Roaches are the ultimate scavengers. He'll pick apart Tank's remains in a rematch. Tank was already overlooking Roach by talking about, well, and it was Jake Paul. I'm sure of it. Sure of it. And now they're waiting on it. Roach landed 28% of punches, means Tank had some sort of defense. Well, sort of ministry, but not really, because I believe the average punches landed kind of float within that realm to begin with for most fighters. I saw somewhere that the NYC Athletic Commission is going to leave it as a draw. Well, there's nothing official, but I believe they will. E45 was supposed to be Jodeci, but couldn't stay out of jail. Oh, shit. They won't overturn. They know it created a slippery slope. Not really. Watch Slippery. It'll just wipe their records clean, which they kind of deserve. Well, no, Tank doesn't deserve to lose the draw, but Roach doesn't deserve to have the draw. So hit the like button. 27 likes, that's it? You guys hate me. Mark O. Are you a believer now in Keyshawn Davis? I'm getting there. I'm getting there. He either got a rematch, Roach, or unify with one of the champs, or people going to crucify him. Well, he's probably going to fight Jake Paul, so bring on the crucifix. Here are the cases. He admitted taking a knee. He turned his back. True dat, true dat. He was serviced by Ford. A true dat. By the way, that sounds mad phallic, but whatever. We'll keep going. That was a knockdown. Point, deduction, and disqualification. Alan, listen to me carefully, okay? I already went over this with Alberto, all right? And if you don't listen to me...
Is Wayne Brady going to have to choke a bitch?
That's what happens if you don't listen to me. So now listen to me very, very carefully, okay?
Open your fucking ears, jackass.
All of that is right. But it is all subject to the referee's determination and his call in real time at that moment. So again, him getting on, Calvin Ford stepping on the ring apron is grounds. Mr. Bailey, attorney at law, can you help me out here? Explain to him. It's grounds for a disqualification, but it does not immediately and always trigger an immediate conclusive disqualification. It just gives the referee the option now if he wants to disqualify, but he doesn't have to. So all the shit you said is true, but we're forgetting the one fact. And I don't agree with this fact. I think this is garbage. Hopefully Turkey will come in and put some real rules and we'll have a Ring Magazine league. Unfortunately, it's all up to the ref. That's why they're not going to do it. Billionaire Veli. The rematch will definitely be sold out. And yeah, it'll be huge. Well, I mean, Roach got a little fame for us, but not like for the earth. Fighting Jake Paul, yeah, right? Jake Paul will have to cut off an arm. Roach is actually a better inside fighter than Tank, which surprised me. Tank, yeah. Nah, for real. Has Roach ever been down? Another case, we have seen a timeout in history. We've never seen a timeout. We have seen, Troy told me this. I didn't see it, but I take his word. Chop Chop Corley took a knee in a fight. I forget against who, claiming that his cup was coming loose or something, and the referee didn't call it a knockdown, let him fix his cup. So it's happened. And by the way, it doesn't matter if it's never happened. The referee still can do what they want. That's the legality here. Even if it never happened, the referee can do whatever the fuck he wants, unfortunately. And then they can, at times, overturn it, but that's happened so few times. Milan could fight, knock down Sugar Ray twice. Knocked down Sugar Ray once. That was once, Bailey. Once. Hit him kind of on top, behind the head with a right. Not on purpose. Ray was ducking, and he caught him in the back of the head and dropped him. It was once, not twice. He rocked him, but he only dropped him once. Get it? Tank had a weird performance. Y'all just want to see him lose bad. That's a fact. What's up, Freddie? Freddie C. Claudio. What up? That sounds like an R&B. Like opening for Jodeci. Freddie C. Claudio. Marco has been clear in this case. It will be a call to knockdown, but it takes count. It's up to the ref. Simple and plain. Crisp and clean with no caffeine. Fuck the referee's determination. The ref should be. I'm with you, Pharaoh. Guys, I don't agree with this, but those are the rules. That's true, but taking the always knockdown. No, not always. I just said, real talk. There was a case where Chop Chop took a knee, and they didn't call it a knockdown. But 99% of the time, yeah. Turkey going to impose Sharia law on boxing. Sharia, I don't know what that means. Ref started counting and stopped. Exactly. It is grounds. The only problem, my favorite ref was confused, likely not even know the rules. He should be suspended. None of them know the rules. I talked to Arthur Mercanti. Half of you guys were in the room last night, right? Or in the chat yesterday when I was talking to him. He said he would have counted. That's him. It's obvious Tank felt and respected Roach's power. Yeah, that's a fact. Equipment malfunction is reasonable, not a violent. Exactly. Fanboys talking about we want to see him lose. No idiots. We want integrity. True that. Tank told y'all Roach was good. Yeah, I thought he was just selling a fight, but Lord of mercy. Lamont also took a knee to mock Tank. What you mean? These kids are so emotional about their favorite fighters. I know. He knew the rules. He just realized who he was counting. That's possible. Everybody saw that clip of the referee talking to Michael Jordan. Really, Michael? I didn't see that, but I'll believe you, Michael. Like, I believe you kids call that meat riding these days, or a mouthful of beef. We just used to call it get off, like, on a dude's jock. I hate when hair grease gets in my eyes during a title fight. Me too. Lamont took a knee in that fight. No, he didn't. If Lamont took a knee, that'd be a knockdown. Well, not always, but what do you mean? When did he take a knock? When did Lamont take a knee? Tank pushed Lamont down, and Lamont willingly took a knee in an attempt to make a mockery. Well, that's not taking a knee if you get pushed down. Big difference. Oh, come on, Rel. You trying to get blocked? But you know what? Fuck it. You know what you did, right? You gave me the no-look pass.
I must have forgot.
Hey, there's definitely a sector of people that watch fights just to see them lose. Yeah. It's what made half of Muhammad Ali's career. It's what made half of Floyd's career. Shit. How many more? Broner tried to play that same role. Jake Paul is exactly. Steve Willis couldn't hold Arthur Mercanti Sr.'s shot. That's a fact. Well, Junior is the one I had on the show. It was Junior, his son. Senior is also dope. I believe Tank was intimidated by Roach's distance, timing. Tank was intimidated by a lot, and more than anything, it seemed like he was so scared to lose. Seems like he wants to get out with his O. Chop Chop took a knee in the Kodo, and it cost him the fight because they stopped the fight. Okay. Is that a punch-out character? Who? Good show, bro. Hearns knocked him down twice in the second fight. Marco, you look too young to remember junior middleweight. Tony Ayala Benita. I'm 48. I don't know how old you think I am. How old are you? I listened to y'all. Must have forgot when I need to boost my confidence. Do you really? Or are you just trying to be funny? Put the grease on. What about Scooter Davis? Is it? Who's Scooter Davis? The hell are you guys talking about? Scooter Davis. Who the fuck is Scooter Davis? What the fuck is you guys talking about? Tank was overrated and got exposed. I don't know. I don't like those narratives, those all or nothing narratives. By the belts behind you, is that Mike Tyson's? Oh, yes. Yes. That is a figure from 1989 or whatever. It's an original, unopened too. It's Little Mac punching Glass Joe. The issue here is discretionary versus bright line rule. Bright line rule? Is that some lawyer talk? I don't know what that is. The latter eliminates almost all subjectivity, knockdown discretionary, but wiping face of a fighter is outside interference, bright line DQ. Again, Mr. Bailey Esquire, it is grounds for a possible disqualification. It does not say anywhere that getting on the ring apron always triggers an instant DQ. It just gives the referee the option now to DQ. Big difference. Upcoming fight, Scooter. Oh, okay. Tank made Grease more popular than John Travolta. Good one. I might use that too. Grease, John Travolta. That's a good one. Jake Paul must have lost some money because why would he need to beat up? Because him and Tank were going to fight. I really believe it, and he's trying to start the promotion. Was Roy Jones overrated when he lost to Tarver? Exactly. But in a way, first off,
Y'all must have forgot.
But in another way, watch your dirty mouth, Farrell. Watch your disrespectful, sacrilegious mouth comparing Roy, the greatest who ever lived, to fucking Tank. Different animals. I'm kind of kidding, but I'm kind of serious. But your point is correct. Just because somebody loses at the end of their career doesn't mean they're garbage. And again, Roy was like 36 when he lost. Tank's 30. And Roy was 36 in a time when 30, 31 was people were retiring still, except for, Hopkins, a couple of unicorns. So big difference. But I get what you're saying. Tank Davis' nephew, I thought it was Scooter. I don't know what the fuck you guys talking about. Now that's real. The song pumps me up. Dope. I think a draw was fair. There'll be a rematch, and Tank is going to get the win. Tank might. What if Tank knocks him out? See, this is the thing. Now people are shitting on Tank. They rematch, Tank knocks him out, then what? Then it'll go back to, if you hate Tank, go back to, oh, he's a 30-pounder, and he almost lost the first one, and blah, blah, blah. Did not know it was optional. Yeah, it's optional. Everything, this is what I'm trying to tell you, Bailey. Everything in boxing, everything. I say this so much. I should make a t-shirt. Boxing is subjective. Everything. Everything. There's only two things that I believe the athletic commission would overturn every time. Failing any kind of a drug test, be it PEDs, be it recreational drugs, whatever, that they always overturn. And if somebody was robbed a knockout, they would overturn that. Because a knockout is one of the only things, if not the only thing, that's not subjective. If your ass, your glove, or your knee is touching the ground, by the time the ref says 10, you're knocked out. Now, that could get subjective if we're dealing with microseconds where, like, the knee was almost, like 10. It's like, what? Or 10. That's it. Everything else is subjective. A TKO subjective. Judging subjective. Knockdowns are subjective. Low blows are subjective. Everything is subjective in boxing. I want you guys to really understand that. I keep saying it. I'm going to keep saying it because I know I get new viewers in here all the time. Big shout to homeboy. Hopefully that's going to really more up in the props. Ball, lovely white boy. Tank was booed and arguing with Calvin. He was arguing. Was what he said about Shakur happened to him. Tank wants no parts of Shakur now. Will be outboxed for sure. Again, while what you're saying seems more likely based on what we just saw Saturday, triangle theories don't always hold true, my man, so we never know. I heard Tank changed his camp before this fight. No, he didn't. All three coaches were in there. He switched their roles. Calvin's usually in front of him, which is he's the head coach, and the other guys are on the side of him. He swapped it. He put Barry in front of him and Calvin and Kenny on the side of him, but they were all there. Nothing different. How about some love to Russell? Looked dope. Russell made me a believer. The rematch should only happen if decision is reversed in Roach's perspective. It should happen either way. What up, Blind Faith? They're reviewing it. They're not going to overturn it, though. I believe they're not going to overturn it. But yeah, they're reviewing it. That's a fact. I think they put an official statement out. I think Tank wins the second fight, but he definitely lost the first. Maybe. Like Ryan said, if we're talking about the integrity of sports, then New York's Athletic Commission needs to make that right. So you'd rather have this fight be erased on his record and have him still be 31-0? Or you'd rather have him be 31-0-1? I kind of feel like the 1 is what he deserves. You really want him to not have any, yeah, it'll be in our minds, but when you look down in history, 100 years from now, 50 years from now, when people, just how you guys now will look at somebody like Tony Zale or Willie Pep and be like, what the fuck? You just look at his record. 100 years from now, you look at his record, you want to see that one draw because then you'll be like, oh, what happened there? Not have it be erased. And for him, regardless of what happened, for him making those mistakes, not being too tentative, being not focused, letting his head get to him, taking a knee when he shouldn't have, he deserves to have a blemish on his record for that, of some sort, not have it just removed. So think about what you're asking for, Farrell. Then he gets, it's like he stole a stick of gum and he doesn't get spanked. Now he just gets to keep the gum. Nope, that was some good gum. He needs the spanking for it. And I in no way mean that. Fruity. Like, we don't get down with this in this room.
It's fun to stay at the YMCA.
Core outscoring Tank, but I can't see Keyshawn knocking out Tank. See how the NFL tried to reduce discretion with rules like the Tuck rule incident. I don't watch football at all, Bailey, so you lost me. No, they need to give Roach the win. They don't do that, real talk. They don't do that. Okay, that's what you meant. They don't do that. Because somebody made a point in here, which is true. It has to be a no contest because you ever see those shows where dudes travel back and forth into the future? And what do they say in every single one of those episodes? You can't be around people that you know because you can misdirect and redirect and screw up future events as you know it. Then when you come back, shit will be different. Like, you know what I mean? You'll come back like in Back to the Future. His mom was a drunk. He comes back. She's fucking not a drunk. She's clean. She has a great job. Same thing with why you can't give people wins. Because we don't know what would have happened. You go back to the future. This is called going back to the future. And you call it a knockdown. The course of history changes. Tank might try harder. Roach might try harder. Something would be different. And so you don't know what would have been different. So you can't, therefore, predict the outcome of the fight. You can't have everything equal just with one knockdown because that's not what would have happened. Both dudes would have behaved differently. Fuck, the ref would have behaved differently, maybe. The coaches would have been, you know what I'm saying? So, you can't do that. Lamont said Tank told him he wasn't going to win anyway. Yeah, I heard that. I mean, so you're saying the Tank knew? RJDQ for tapping Griffin on his knees haunts me to this day. Nah, he deserved that, Mo. Look,
Y'all must have forgot.
Because then it would have made Roy literally completely. But we knew he was undefeated throughout that reign. Like, we knew it was unofficial. Nah, he hit him when he was down. And he hurt him. I know Roy thought Montel was acting. You see Montel fall. The first punch and the second punch, he falls face first, hard, and the blood from his mouth is smeared on the canvas. Like, that shit wasn't acting. I love Roy, but I don't. Nah, that was deserved. It was a mistake, but unfortunately, it changed the course of the fight. Montel wasn't gonna be able to recover from that. You know what I mean? And he couldn't. You think Loma can beat Tank? Now, maybe. I don't know what kind of chin. If Loma has any kind of a chin, he has a great chance. And if Tank especially comes in the way he came in. So if they don't do that, then what the point of Roach and his team? Because it removes a draw. So for Roach, It's high. It's a rewarding situation. You're removing a blemish because a draw, even though it's not a loss, it's still a blemish. For Roach, it's a good thing, but for Tank, it's a good thing. So meaning like for Roach, you would think I get the good thing and Tank gets the bad thing. Like that's how it works when you reverse something. But for Tank, it's good. He gets no draw, and for Roach, it's good because Roach doesn't deserve the draw, but Tank deserves something. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know why they're doing it. I mean, I do know why. They want to remove that draw because it's bullshit. I agree with them. Now, on Tank's side, if I was Tank, I would also want that because it's removing the blemish. But it only matters to the person who deserves to have it removed. Tank doesn't deserve to have that blemish removed. Roach does. But unfortunately, that process removes the blemish from both men. That's what they should do. They should make Tank's record stay a draw and make Roach's a no contest. But they don't do that. Tank wants to make that BS hair grease excuse. People didn't know. Yeah, I mean, we went through tons of video here. We don't believe that shit. Roach appeal also gets him more money than the rematch. True that. True that, God. True that. Maybe he shouldn't have walked out with those trunks and said the one, perhaps. Yeah, maybe. I think Tank knew already he was going to win. And already had next call out set up and told Roach he won't win. Well, that's what Roach said, but you know. Big shout to my man, the R&B legend. Album in stores this weekend. E45, the great. Singing like a jet, making all the ladies wet. All right. Just show him. I appreciate you, my man. Appreciate you. That's not true because Roach himself said Tank about to be 30-1. Well, that's what Roach thinks, but they don't make it. You'll see real talk. Anytime a fight's been overturned, I'm almost positive anytime there's never been a victory awarded. It's been a no contest. Literally every time. Anybody right now, Mr. Bailey Esquire, maybe you try and Google and find one fight that was reversed from anything to an actual win, not a no contest. I don't think they do that. Has to be no contest because of the whole Back to the Future rule. One thing changes, the rest of the fight changes, and you can't predict how it changes. So you got to just do it again. You didn't tell Roach you want to win, but it's going to be close. Yeah. Really, bro, Marco. So what if Zab contest Floyd's glove hit in the canvas? I would have had the fight a draw. Exactly. Then that fight would have been a no contest. Because again, if Floyd knew now that he was really dropped, he might have put on his foot on the gas. Same as if Zab knew he had a knockdown, he might have gotten even braver and fucking fought harder, maybe knocked him down again or hurt him. So you don't know which way it would have gone. That would have been a no contest. And it should have been. That was, without even question, a knockdown. Without question. He got hit and his glove touched the ground. It's just, I mean, it's as clear cut as it gets. What about Devin and Ryan? Marco, this was the first time we experienced a fighter do what Tank did. Exactly. Well, not the first. Again, I was told by some people it's happened throughout the course of history a few times here or there, but first time on a big stage in quite a while. Tank's glove did not touch the canvas. No, his knee did. Thoughts on Fatal Fury card? I'm probably, that's the one in my hood, right? I'll probably be there. I'd like to figure out how to apply for a press pass. Unless, well, I got some possible big news coming, which I'm going to let you guys know about if it happens Thursday, Friday. Big news, but I'll leave it there. If Tank and Roach do rematch, hope it will happen sooner than, yeah, well, he says he's going to fight Jake Paul or, it's either Jake Paul or Pitbull again. Those are the only two in his locker room. The draw on Roach's, and I don't know why they didn't press Tank during that when he's like, oh, the guy in my locker room. He's like, Shakur? He's like, Shakur wasn't in my locker room. I'd have been like, well, then who? But Tank was so like, the draw on Roach's record is better than removing it for sure. Nah, I disagree. Why is it better? He doesn't deserve a draw. Why should that be on his record? Marco is dedicated to bringing us live boxing chat. You know I am. Oh shit. My man, the Esquire coming in hot with an extra crispy cookies. Thank you, sir. I ain't hungry. Original recipe. Excuse me. 2-piece. You the man, girlfriend. You the man, girlfriend. All right. That was extremely tutti frutti.
Tutti frutti.
Tank is cagey, socially awkward in a way. I was told by people who know him that he almost comes off like he's on the spectrum. Like, all jokes aside, don't fully understand his appeal outside the ring. That's the appeal. The quiet, like, he has that Tyson, the early Mike Tyson, Marvin Hagler, Sonny Liston thing going. Quiet, but an animal in the ring. Like a bit of an enigma, but an animal. He doesn't give you a lot. He's quiet. Like, people, it's funny. Some people, like Ali and Floyd, the more they give us, the more we, they charm us. The charisma grabs us. Some dudes, the less they give us, the more we want, and they charm us too. You end up getting your 5 super chats. Did I? Nice. Appreciate you guys. I should set the super chats to like $1,000. No, I'm just playing. In boxing, any part of a fighter body touch the canvas, it's a knockdown. That's not true. Not any part. Wait. No, I believe it's outlined as not any part. Or maybe it is. Yeah, I guess it is any part. They outline it as the parts that people use to hold themselves up for balance, which is elbow, hand, or knee, or butt. I don't know if they actually, I don't think they outline elbow. Marco Blue Blood is at the arrivals NYC right now. He calling Tio champ and laughing with him. You race warriors need to chill. Huh? Oh, right. What's up, Michael? Can I address Real Talk's last comment? Sure. What comment is that? Why would Roach want to appeal to just get a blemish off his record when his record already has blemishes that would just make Tank undefeated again and make no sense for Roach to do that? I can't answer that. Depends how you look at it, I guess. If you look at it the way you just said it, see, everything in boxing is subjective. You got a point. Roach might look at it the other way around. Like, I don't want that draw. I don't deserve that fucking draw. Fuck that draw. Roach might just care about having that draw removed because he feels it's like standing up for something. Like how CJ's punk ass refused to buy the fight and then he felt stupid for it. He was standing up for something, even though it wasn't really the best for him, but he wanted to stand up for it, and he preferred to get the consequences of missing a dope fight live and stand up for what he did. CJ Rich in this chat, we all watched it together on this live. He refused to buy it out of protest. I forget for what. I guess for being a shitty opponent, which it wasn't. So same thing. Roach might just care way more about having that draw. He's like, I can't stomach looking at that draw because I don't deserve it. That could have been his standpoint. $50 super chat goal is reasonable. Yeah. I can set the actual. I could set the price. I thought I could only set how many. How much is Jake going to pay Tank for a fake KO? Don't know. Don't know, my brothers. Don't know. Is Ryan versus Rolly gonna be free in Times Square, or is that just a rumor? No, that's looking like that's 1,000% true, Vaughn. True that. True to that. Come on. What else we got, people? I'm about to call I'm about to wrap this up. I'll be back with you guys tonight, though. Ryan versus Rowley, Devin versus Ramirez. Ryan, and I got Ryan and Devin both winning. And I'm hoping they both win because speak about rematches. That'll set that one up. That's one we need. So, yeah. And I do think they'll both win, but again, who knows? Is T.O. So T.O. is the undercard of Ryan and Haney? Yeah. Somebody else, too. There's like 3 big-name fights on that. I forget who the other one is. Oh, no, it's not T.O. T.O. is fighting, right. It's not on the under. It's 4 fighters all not fighting who they should be fighting, but they're all on the card. That's what it is. And that be the way it is. Now, what else we got? I gotta get my daughter in a little bit. Next for Russell. Ooh. Russell was what, 35 or 40? What weight was he? Because we know the answer. Any of these dudes. Shakur, Tank, T.O. Although I think T.O., from what he told me just last week, or was it this week? I don't think he could barely make 40 anymore. I'd love to have a race fan debate with you and Alberto someday. With me? The fuck you mean? I ain't have no damn race debates. 140. Yeah, so T.O. I mean, Ryan. I don't know if he can make it to 40 because these guys now we're all teetering right at 147. Tank was like a well-greased machine, but not the way we would have been. I think it's a well-oiled machine, Mr. Lightning, but I appreciate what you're trying to do there. He's banned Grease. How old's your daughter? She is 8, and my son is 11. Yeah, see, we're close. Oh, you got 3? Shit, fuck that. 2 is enough. Russell versus Matias. Yeah, it's a good one. I think Russell outbox Matias. He'll be too quick on the trigger. And out. And out. All right, people, I'm going to bounce. Got to get my little girl. I'll see you guys tonight at 10. We'll pick it back up. Appreciate you guys. Peace.